Hey there, fellas. As always, just like some of you guys say in the comments, today we'll be indulging in a bit of fuckery. Big thanks to everybody who visits our VK page that I keep telling you about. I routinely go through the suggestions posted up there. Again, big thanks for your input. Okay, so a bunch of you want us to try... As you can see, we have a few bags here which contain a bunch of rubber bands. So here's the idea. This obviously will take a bit of time, but here I have a wheel. You can plainly see that this didn't come from a Lada. This here is a Mercedes wheel. I mean, we have to put the 190 to at least some kind of use. Of course, there are more rubber bands where these came from. Anyway, first we attach these rubber bands to the wheel, after that we throw it onto the car, and then we go out for a drive, to see what happens when you replace a tire with rubber bands. Okay, so right from the get-go, we are facing a slight problem. These are supposedly quality rubber bands. As you can see, they just don't fit onto this wheel. The simple moral of the story being, don't be cheap. We did come up with a solution on the spot. Just tie two rubber bands together, and this is slowly getting us somewhere, but I'm afraid this isn't the best option. The stores are already closed, which means we can't exchange them for something better, so in the meantime I'll be carefully tying them together and attaching them to the wheel. However, first thing tomorrow morning, I'm heading for the store and swapping these rubber bands out for something more substantial. They do come in different sizes. We'll most likely get ourselves some 100mm rubber bands, which shouldn't be a problem to fit here. We'll get to that tomorrow, but today we'll have to make do with what we got. Alright, let's do this. 25,000 rubber bands instead of a tire. Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. I have to say, this did take a while, and it wasn't easy by any stretch, but we were finally able to make ourselves a wheel. We used about 25,000 rubber bands, and it took us 3 evenings of tedious work to get the job done. By the way, big thanks to all of our friends and comrades who stopped by to give us a hand. Okay, so we finished applying the rubber bands. And now all we have to do is find a dry patch of road, given that the snow is melting all around. Hopefully, though, we do find that dry patch of road. As soon as we do, we install the wheel and go for a drive. So the wheel's in place. Check it out. Looks great, doesn't it? The rim itself doesn't come into contact with the tarmac, so I say mission accomplished. We did have to stay in late for 3 nights in a row, but we did it. So many rubber bands. Right, let's go for a drive. Even on rubber bands, the ride is really nice and soft. You don't hear any metal grinding, like if you were to drive around on bare rims. The rubber layer isn't too thick, but it is quite noticeable. Everything's so nice and soft. Right, let's keep going. When you're slowly creeping around, everything's great. The ride comfort is good, you don't hear any knocking, but when you do give the car some gas, you can hear a rustling noise, even from over here. The rubber bands are starting to fall apart, plus you have pebbles getting stuck in between them when you flip around on the gravel. The tarmac isn't exactly clean and free of debris. There's a bunch of gravel all over the place. Anyway, the rubber bands did start to fall apart. We don't want to be running around the parking lot later cleaning up those torn rubber bands. So we've decided to stay put and, you probably see what's coming. Anyway, I'm gonna try doing a burnout while we look on as they rip to shreds. Let's do this. So here's what we're looking at, fellas. This took 3 days to put together. And it's all gone to shit. It took only 20 seconds to rip everything apart. It's actually kind of fun driving around on rubber bands. You can really feel how soft they are. They soak up all the bumps, rocks, and everything else. I am a big fan of this soft rubber. This was fun, but I won't be doing this again though. Okay, as you can see, our work here is done. Watch our videos, subscribe to our channel, leave some suggestions, don't forget about our VK page, subscribe. See you later.